we check into a backpackers hostel. This is where we'll wait to get our visas renewed. The last few days I've been having problems with my wisdom tooth. I end up getting it pulled out by a local dentist. After that we send the tapes home and then have time to check out Singapore's other attractions.
22 tapes.
After 2 days, our visas still aren't ready. This gives us time to relax with our fellow backpackers.
That's you, brother. I won, but double. And you want that? Come on! It's not even you drink, Ryan. What are you doing?
I'll drink.
I'm filming, bro. I'm gonna get the shot. It was so fun to meet other travellers from around the world in the hostel. After a few drinks, we shared stories and talked about travelling all around the world and where everyone was coming from and going to. Finally we got our visas and said goodbye to all the staff of the hostel who we've come to become great friends with.
Right, you got right
there.
Just go. Right.
Okay.
We signed our name on the wall and looked forward to the rest of the trip.
Flew into Jakarta, ready to take on the island of Java.
Drove to the west coast rather than cycling through the big hectic city of Jakarta.
Tidak bisa membaca. Tidak bisa membaca. I don't know.
It's been suggested that we check out this waterfall, which is where we are at the moment. So Dylan's just gone down this rocky cliff to sort of find out if this is the waterfall or how we get there.
But yeah, we're going to be heading south towards the national park and then on to Chimaja. So good surf there, and yeah, today we're going to be first day cycling back in Java. No deal for £1 point. It's a bit expensive and Brian and I don't have enough money. But we could use that money and stay longer at Chimaja, which is an awesome surf spot as well.
10. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
Yeah, first day cycling. We said we weren't going to do this, push ourselves on the first day, but there's nowhere to stay. We asked the police if we could stay there, and they said no. So they said, oh, foreigners are, the people don't like foreigners here, so the police didn't help us out, so we just had to push on.
A holy month of Ramadan, which is basically a month-long fast that the Muslims do. You can't eat between sunrise and sunset. Of course, this is proving difficult for us because we cycle during the day and we need food to get by. Coming through this little town, Dylan's gone ahead and I had to get a picture of this. Have a look. No, that's how I spell my name, R-I-A-N. Clearly it's quite popular over here. We used it for I'm assuming some sort of telephone company. So there you go.
Springboks 1, Australia 0.
Surfing in a couple of days, which I'm looking forward to. I haven't surfed since the Mentawai, which is over a month ago now. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good morning. Today is the 30th of August and we are in southwest Java, on our way to Cimaja, which is an awesome surf break. And at the moment we're in Baya, or we're leaving Baya, on our way to the mountains to get to the surf camps. We read in Peter Neely's book Indo Surf that between Baya and Chisaluk there's some surf, so we'll have a look at that. But yeah, I love cycling along the coast. You know, when you cycle inland it's kind of boring, but when the road follows the coast like it is now, oh, it's beautiful.
We found it. The surf break of the century.
What's going on? We came across a really steep hill, and as a result I had to walk my bike down, afraid that the weight of the bike would be too much for the brakes.
I follow Ryan and ride the last little bit of the road down into the valley. And just to give you some idea on what pressures our bikes are under, have a look at this.
Oh yeah, that's good. Look at that one. We've got no more water in the car.
You're gonna ride. How do you walk it?
Ryan did the waddle, very ineffective. I'm going to do it the other way while pushing it like a normal person.
Had to wheel our bikes pretty much through people's front yards. And yeah, we found a nice lodgement / homestay.
It's not bad.
Fridges are rare. And when you get one to yourself,
Oh god, Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Staying in homestays from time to time was a great way to see how the local people live.
We go to the local store to get some supplies for the next few days. Ryan and I are quite anxious to see what this wave has to offer.
It's morning, as you can hear, from the roosters. No wind, you can hear the surf. Pretty sure it's going to be good. So I'm probably going to go head down now. And surf. Very quiet. It's nice.
In spite of every pain I've known, it's still the closest thing to home. The 20th century came. Impact on my senses is confusing in this great abyss. But I found the climate I prefer, thanks to my compass and map to the new. All our friends,
Ramadan is still in full effect. You can't eat or drink outside during daylight hours. But it's nice to stay in a small village. Java is one of the most populated islands on Earth. It has a population of 130 million people, whereas Australia only has 20 million. Packed, ready for the road, we leave a few clothes with the family to show our gratitude. We head off at about 10 to 8 in the morning, expecting to reach Cimaja by lunchtime.
But I hate hills. These hills are just so steep, and we've got so much weight on the bike that we're left with no other choice but to push. Hence, this is now the third hill, or third for me anyway, that we're pushing, and second for Dylan, I think maybe.
These hills are seriously steep, and we don't think we'll make it by lunchtime now.
And it's really hilly, and the end is in no sight. I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and I'm hungry. Now I've got to tackle this hill.
Yeah, we did 12 kilometers of torture. Pretty steep roads and very rocky. But yeah, we're hitting the main road now and we're having some morning tea / lunch. That's chicken, rice.
Oh my god, it's so good.
KFC.
You. What? No. No caption.
My old fella's having problems. Now something's up with my bladder. Hopefully it'll go away in the next day or two and I'll be alright. If it gets any worse, I'm going straight to the doctor, that's most important. Unfortunately the video camera isn't even able to pick up how steep they are. You really have to be here to see it. They are twice as steep as it looks on the camera. And so yeah, and for Dylan to be pushing as well, it really does show that it's just near impossible with all the weight on this bike. And also coming down, you can't even enjoy coming down a mountain or a hill because it's too steep. You've got to come down, brakes in hand, walking it inch by inch. So that's part of it. In the distance here we can see the bay where Chimajara is, very well known for several of the surf breaks here in South Java. After a very, very long and steep and hot day of cycling, 40 kilometers in 8 hours. So thankfully we made it. It certainly helps to show what you're made of. So we completed that and we're pretty happy. Today actually we got some things done. We had to get some money out, and as we were checking out our internet to update ourselves with what's going on in the world, what should happen but an earthquake. We just experienced our first earthquake. It's pretty crazy. Now we were on the internet and sort of felt it slowly. It just sort of felt like maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was a truck.
I thought it was like a truck going past, and then you felt it, and then you actually felt the house moving.
I reckon we should go to higher ground. Tsunami?
I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a tsunami.
Who's that?
So after the aftermath of our earthquake experience, we're on tsunami watch, and we figured we better put our sticker up, just in case we perish, and people know we were here. The sticker's not waterproof, so if the tsunami does come, it'll just wash away.
Later on we heard there was a 7.3 earthquake on the Richter scale, and it was off the south coast, about 200 kilometers southeast from here. And a lot of towns got hit. We heard about, I think 60 people have died. And the bad thing is that we're headed that way. We're going northeast into the mountains, and this next town we're going to tomorrow, I think 6 people died, so there's some destruction. Hopefully we can find accommodation, but it's the only way to go east, so we have to do it.
Having waited for 4 days for the swell to arrive, it finally came through. Rian and I did the short walk down the river, across the bridge, and onto the beach.
Swell time.
Two Irish surfers who had just arrived in Indonesia. They were filming their own Indonesian adventure with a twist, but decided to camp along the south coast, searching for waves, surviving off the land and the ocean.
came around and I was like, whoa, yeah, real quick, it'll be quick.
Sumatra is located just south of Jakarta, so you get a lot of expats coming down for their weekend surf. So this place can get quite crowded on the weekends, and the swell just so happened to come this weekend.
Has been sent to the far heights, so be careful which street you choose.
No surfing. Should we stay for an extra day and get surf? Yeah. Who knows?
During the last 5 days while waiting for a swell, I had time to figure out a way to mount the camera onto my helmet.
And we're off.
Having the camera on the helmet will show you exactly what happens during the day and how busy the roads can sometimes be.
To Sukabumi, but then we found out that a lot of the hotels don't like foreigners for some reason. So we ended up staying at like a 5-star place, paying a shitload of money. And yeah, 75 k's from Sumatra. It's pretty far. Lots of hills, lots of hills.
Morning, it's September the 7th, I believe. Basically we're heading towards Sidcup? I don't know, I can't remember the name. But it's not too far. I believe there is a bit of a steep section, but I think it should only take us a couple of hours and we should be there by the end of lunchtime or something like that, and we'll be able to relax. Things are going well, all fit and healthy. Dylan's got a bit of a sore throat, had a bit of an upset stomach yesterday, but he's all good. And eventually making our way over to Bandung, which is a very big city, almost the same size as Jakarta. So all things are well, so we'll see you later.
We're starting to see more volcanoes now. This one is incredibly high, it's even above the clouds.
An awesome downhill now. It's going flat out. My brakes are shit out, so they basically haven't been replaced since I bought the bike about a year and a half ago. The most beautiful scenery we've been through. Volcanoes, rice fields, lovely people. It just sort of goes into the abyss, just going down, down, down. Whereas before it was up.
I'm going about 50 kilometers an hour. And this speed, don't want to fall off.
What a downhill. Okay, well, that's the downhill. It looks like that's the end of it. We've come down to the valley and it's slowly leveling out.
We make it to Cianjur by the early afternoon. They're covering all the earthquakes that are happening recently. There's been another tremor.
Off to Bandung. Here we go.
After a few days of cycling, the cassette on my bike had started to act up and eventually had just given up. I decided to get it fixed at the local mechanics.
Does it help to put it on, to fix it on?
Yes.
We can do that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I attempted to fix the part myself. Unfortunately, I didn't have the right tools and needed to completely replace the part.
Okay, Ryan's bike's all fixed, and now we're on our way to Banda. So, do a late afternoon push.
How's that for a bloody mountain?
We're 20 kilometers out of Bandung, and yeah, we hit crazy traffic. There's a toll road and then there's this road. This road's crazy. So yeah, about 20 k's. Let's do it.
Bandung has a few tourist attractions. This is one of them. It's a school that showcases gamelan music and puppetry.
Gentlemen, how are you today? Good, fine, thank you. Goedemiddag. Thank you very much. I just can say that words, yeah?
Kadang sadaya.
They will then show you how the puppet master does his tricks. They then had some audience participation. You'd never guess who was next.
Thank you. No, Netherlands. I just play my game.
Dominated that one.
3.
Oh, it took 4.
They then mixed in the singing with some dancing as well. I don't know how Ryan also got out of this one.
How was that experience, guys?
It's a Samoan dance, apparently. I'll turn to get on stage.
Disilakan untuk menempati bagian tengah. Nanti akan ada ustaz yang memandu untuk.
I was teaching him Shaka and he's like, Bronco, you phone me. I was like, no, like this. And I was trying to like really trick him and I went like that. I went, you can't do that. And he goes,
It does it.
and he busted out some crazy one. It was like a spaceship.
So, there's roller coasters now, or?
Bintangs? Sounds like beers.
We're in a rickshaw and we're on our way to the train station to get a ticket. The train leaves at about 6 p.m, so we'll get a ticket this morning and head on the train to Banjur. the Zyvo.
We don't want to chance it on our bikes leaving the city. The traffic is very heavy, so we're going to catch the train.
Hey, Dill, look at this one. Showing me his girlfriend.
Oh, really?
It's hot. Hot, yeah. Beautiful.
How old?
Beautiful.
See?
See? Woo! Say hello, Australia.
Hello, the girl Australia. Find me in here in Indonesia.
Come here to
Bandung.
find Moritz. Bandung.
Come,
Represent.
Indonesia, Bandung.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Careful, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. We enjoyed our stay. So yeah, so the plan is to jump on the train. 8 o'clock gets to Banjang at 12 o'clock tonight. Find a hotel and then push to Pangangaran. I don't know, bro. Train station. Yeah. Down any? Yeah, go down here, eh? So we got to get to the other parallel street, which is on that side. This guy peeing in the street. Oh, classic. Alright. Oh, I thought you
This is coach number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Nice bike. Thank you.
Banjur. Banjur.
Oh, Banjur. Okay. Is it this one? Right. This one. Okay. Business. Okay. Okay. How many people the bus, huh? Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's great. We always bump into someone to help and everyone is so friendly. The process was so easy. We managed to put the bikes in the front of the train, leaving all our bags and gear on the bike. It was a very easy process.
Just checking to see if they haven't uploaded our bikes. Because if they have, we're jumping off Mission Impossible style. The old Mission Impossible roll into the gravel, chase down the bastards who took our bikes. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah.
But we're just keeping an eye out just in case. You don't know.
All our stuff's there, yeah.
Everything's in there. All we've got on us is our passports and some cash. Can you see the bikes?
Where we going?
Donskis.
Bon voyage.
Bikes will be on there.
Found the hotel. Now we're gonna sleep and then go cycle tomorrow.
We caught the train last night, just a couple of towns down to Banja, and today we're going to do a big cycle down to the beach. Dylan's decided to wear a singlet today, so we'll see how outburnt he gets.
Where are you?
Making adjustments.
The roads are pretty good to the coastline. They're mainly flat except for a large mountain range right along the coast. It takes us about 45 minutes to climb. But we reached the coastline late that afternoon. We found a nice little rustic lodgement. There are a few surfers staying here, so that's a good sign. Pangandaran is quite a busy tourist town and has a really long beach. I head to the point to look for a wave, but it's too protected and the open beaches just aren't handling the big swell.
And Dylan was keen to go looking for some surf, so he went off. He only went a couple of kilometres down the beach, I think about 30 k's.
Ryan didn't want to go, he'd rather rest, and I want to go, so basically simple as that. It's a tsunami warning. Because yeah, Pangandaran got wiped out by 2006 by tsunami. 3 metre wave, wiped through everything. Yeah, so not a lot of people know that. So yeah, we've got to be, and this is where the 2 earthquakes happened, just off the coast here, so it's pretty pretty high risk area. Pretty good point break with some swell coming through. And there's quite a few surfers too. Good wave, probably about 2 meters, meter. Little barrel at the end. This is sick. Batu Karas is a small coastal village with a few hotels and lodgements along the point. But this point really reminds me of Nusa back on the Sunshine Coast. The wave is quite mellow, many longboarders usually ride it. That night I have an early one and chill with my friends, the giant gecko. He's about 25 to 30 centimeters long, and he'll eat anything that comes near him.
Alright, good morning. It's about 9 o'clock. The surf is windy and shithouse, so I'm going to pack up my stuff and hit the road.
I'm going to meet him today at the Green Canyon, which is a beautiful spot. Beautiful fresh water, waterfalls, this sort of stuff. They're quite popular actually.
While Ryan arrives at the Green Canyon, I make my way with my own guide.
Did you bring your camera? On the water now. But here's stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Photos. Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and my guide, let's call him Mowgli, make our way up the canyon. The first stop is the Jumping Rock. The Green Canyon is part of the Chijulang River. Over the many thousands of years, the river has eaten away at the earth to form the Green Canyon. As you travel further up the canyon, you begin to see many stalactites and stalagmites that overhang the river. My guide Mowgli points out numerous bats that are hiding in the caves, and also indicates that above the canyon is a dense rainforest. We head back and float gently down the stream. The water is fresh enough to drink and it's really cool. This really is one of Indonesia's hidden wonders.
Well, I'm back in Pangandaran. So yeah, we're probably going to spend the night here and then head on a ferry to Cilacap and then on to Yogyakarta. So that's the plan.
Yeah, no, Dylan and I think we're at that stage now where we've been together for so long now. We've been through all the good times and all the bad times, and now it's just sort of good. It's great. It's sort of we just float along, and you know, we know how to tolerate each other now, which is good. It would just get to the point where, because we're living the way we're living, you know, 24 hours a day, in the same room, cycling together, it's going to put pressure on you, on the friendship, the mateship. But no, it seems to have made it stronger now, which is great. Well, I'm really enjoying the whole aspect of touring and cycling now. I never thought I would. I was never a cyclist before this trip. I rarely rode bikes. I was about motorbikes and cars. But yeah, now I don't see any other way to travel but by cycling. I mean, it really does open you up to new experiences, meeting people, sort of being open to, you know, the elements or the weather. And we've found that I think either people think we're crazy or they have a bit of respect for what you're doing and the way you want to see and experience a country. And I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. I want to keep cycling forever.
Dog